in the beginning, there was this original jack, probably about 2 tons, small, slightly corroded at this point, as you can tell. And then I moved up to this 3-ton, pretty decent jack actually. It was a big red, probably sold at pretty much every regular auto parts store. It served me well, but before I had these nice cement floors, I only had dirt on these floors, and it was rutted, it's hard to use. So the problem is that these wheels got really corroded and they don't swivel well, they don't roll well. It's just the dirt, the sand got in there and dirt and just beat it up very much. So now I decided I needed to upgrade, especially the other day I was lifting a car and the front wheels roll nicely because as it lifts, this lifts up at an angle like that, and the jack needs to roll forward. Well, these wheels were turned sideways and they were just skipping across concrete. They wouldn't rotate anymore very well. So that's not really the safest thing in the world, but also, although this is a decent sized jack, it just wasn't big enough for what I wanted to do. Not weight capacity wise, I mean length wise. I needed more reach because when I take my chains and put them on my tractor, which is another video, I need to be able to reach pretty far under the tractor from the back and get to the center part in the back to be able to lift the back of the tires, or the whole back of the tractor really. So I needed more reach, and then other times with a shorter length jack front to back like this, it's hard to get to the frame rails, and it also has a lower lifting height. So then I upgraded to this guy. It's got a 52-inch handle. Just picked it up yesterday. Haven't actually lifted anything heavy with it yet. I'm sure it'll do it. I'm not worried about that at all. But that wasn't the reason for the video. The reason for the video is to show the difference in the styles of jacks and the sizes. And this one will lift 23 1/8 of an inch. The older one I believe is 19 or 20 at best. But this one has a longer reach and a little bit lower profile, so it'll get under lower things. And that's basically the biggest reason I bought it. I just wanted a really high quality jack. Now that I finally have cement floors in my garage and I'm sick of dealing with dragging that thing around, it doesn't want to roll well. I'm still going to keep that one in case I need a backup, or if I have to do something in the driveway which is still not paved. But this will be the main garage jack now. A couple really nice features on it. One that is kind of neat is it looks like it almost has rims. There we go. My finger out of the camera. Looks like it almost has rims, so it's kind of a little bit fancier. Not that that really matters, but I do love the paint job. It's a candy apple red metallic. It's probably the closest thing I'll ever have to a show car kind of finish on anything I'll ever own. But it's nice. But I bought it because the long reach, the big swivel pad. One of the things I really like most is it's got a nice long handle, so when you really start jacking up a lot of weight, it's easier. But it has a double piston setup. See the 2 pistons in there? So one piston will do, basically, when you're lifting it up to the car, it can take forever with a jack like this. You know, if you've got going up to a truck, you're pumping probably close to 10 times before you even touch the frame rail. I would say probably about that, you know, on an average SUV. This one, that's 1 pump. You're halfway there. With 2 pumps, I'm just about even. So there's a high speed and a low speed, thus the 2 pistons. So basically when it starts to get resistance on it, that's when the slower but more stronger piston will kick in, and the other one just doesn't really do much. So, you know, if you need to go full height, that's 3 pumps, 4, 5, 6, and that's it. 6 pumps and you're up to basically 2 feet, because it's like 23 1/8. I'm gonna call it 2 feet for easy numbers. So I just think it's a really well-made jack. It is serviceable. The book shows all kinds of ways to maintain it and service it, and also that it has I believe a magnet in there to catch any particles. It's a long life jack. It's meant for at least 5,000 cycles before it needs any real servicing. I've had other jacks that had blown out. I got from Home Depot years ago. I thought it was a pretty nice set. It came with 2 jack stands. It was a Husky. 2 jack stands, and it was a jack similar to this, but it was all aluminum framed, and it was really nice looking. But it just didn't hold pressure. I mean, after maybe a year or two, it just didn't hold pressure. Initially, it was great, but I ended up just getting rid of it because it was useless. If it doesn't hold pressure, and I mean not like over 10-20 minutes moving a little bit, and that's what jack stands are for. What I mean is you jack it up, you don't have enough time to grab the jack stand before it comes down, that's a problem. So this is what I have now. I just think it's a really sweet jack, and some people probably find this video useful. It is not a cheap one by any means, but any good tool that's going to last a long time is never going to be cheap. The regular price without the discounts, if you get a discount coupon, is $2.90 or $2.89 really. But you know, Harbor Freight, they always have coupons, so just wait for one of those and pick it up. They have a bunch of other colors too, but I like this one the best. So hopefully this is helpful, and they do have grease zerk fittings on there as well. Have a good day.